Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how you burn a chip for the 84 through 89. Well, actually it's the 1989 Porsche 911 Carrera. It's the chips I use. So first thing you hopefully you have in hand is that you purchase the TL866 burner that I recommend. Once you get that package, it comes with a CD. You'll install the software first before you try to use the burner or plug the burner in. First install the software and then launch the software. The software looks like this. It's Mini Pro version 6.1. You may have a slightly different version, that's okay. Then under Start, if you can't locate it, it's under Start, Mini Pro Programmer, and Mini Pro Programmer, and that launches the program. I've tested the burner in Windows 7 and Windows 8. I have not tested it in Windows 10, so you're kind of on your own if you're going to try and do this in Windows 10. So once the program's up and running, the first thing you'll do is plug the burner into a USB port, and that's what I just did. And you'll notice when it hooks up, the red light on the burner will be on. Okay, now if you have a chip in the burner, do not put a chip in yet. Pull the handle up, take the chip out. Make sure the handle's in the upward position. Okay, so now once the handle's in the upward position, the first test we're going to do is go to Tools, and you're going to run a system check. It tells you remove any chips from the burner and click Test. And what you want to see is this: test finished successful. During the actual test, it only takes 2 seconds or so, the amber light will flicker. Okay, you got to get to this step before you can attempt to burn anything. All right, so now at this point I know that the program is installed and can talk to the burner successfully, so we're good with that. Now the next thing we want to do is you have to select the chip you're going to try to burn. Now you're going to only really need to do this one time, because once you pick the chip you want, it remembers it. The chip you're looking for is a 28C64B, and you can find it right here. Okay, now the first manufacturer is an AMD. Don't use AMD, pick Atmel. So you want to pick this ATMEL manufacturer, and you want the AT28C64B, this one right at the top. There are other flavors of this. Do not pick the other ones. See, this is an AM. So as I was saying, don't pick the other flavors, right? Don't pick AMD AM28C64B at DIP28. Use the Atmel one and pick this guy here. Once you select that, you can just go ahead and hit select. And then it'll say here AT28C64B. Okay? Now let's go over some of the settings here. Your screen at this point should have everything should be set up just like this. It should have this thing here selected, erase before, verify after. Don't check any other boxes here, okay? Over here, off protect before programming and protect after programming. So your screen should look like this. Okay, so at this point, what we're going to do is you're going to go pick the bin file that you wish to burn. Basically, you know if you have the correct bin file because we're burning a 64K chip, 64 kilobits. Any chip that's the correct bin, like this one for instance, is an 8K kilobytes. Okay, and so the bin files have to be 8 kilobytes, 8 KB like this. So we're going to pick this bin file, which is one of mine, and basically now it says, okay, we're going to burn it. And you want your options to basically look like this: binary, code memory, normal. This is to load it up. Basically we're saying we're just loading it, normal load, clear buffer with default. Your screen should look like this. Alright, now it's loaded. Okay, a correct chip, especially mine, always start with the 02. So you should have a 02 in this first location, and then near the end, my chips tend to have a copyright in them like this. Okay, so you'll see something like that, SCAR math version, whatever. Okay, so this is one of my chips, and we know that we loaded it up correctly. So now the next step is you click this P here because you're going to program the chip. So now when I click the P, it shows you a picture of how to put the chip in. Notice the little dot here, that's pin number 1, has to go right by the handle, and the chip looks like that. So you insert the chip exactly as the picture tells you, and that's what I'm doing now. The handle needs to be up, okay? Put the chip in and then close the handle down. And when you're done, the handle closes down and it looks like this. All right. At this point, you can just hit program, and what it does is it's programming it now. This is what you want to see. erase chip, data protection disabled, programming the code, verifying the code, and enabling the protection, and program successful. It literally burned the chip that quickly. Now, couple other modes here are you can verify. This one here, this icon verify, will verify the chip against the buffer. So we'll verify this content against the chip. You can go ahead and do that if you want. You can just hit verify and leave the chip in and just hit verify. And that just verified results successful, and it double checked. At that point, you're done burning a chip. That's all there is to it. You can then go ahead and close the program, all right, and take your chip out and go ahead and use it. Now, I want to show you that next time you open the program, it will remember these settings about what chip you're about to burn, and at that point, you really don't have to select chips again. That's pretty much a very fast tutorial on what it takes to burn 28C64B flash chip. These are the flash chips I use with my systems. Okay? I hope you find that helpful.